bagong news online TV ng bagong milenyo. Millennial Online TV. Ang katropa mo sa pagbabalita. Ang inyong matutunghayan at mapapanood ay hatid po sa inyo ng bumubuo ng Millennial Online TV ngayong nahaharap ang ating bansa sa pandemic na COVID-19. Magandang araw po.
Mabuti ka pa, nasa bahay. Sa natutulog mong anak, ikaw ang nakadantay. Ramdam ng pamilya mong sila'y may karamay. Samantalang kami, isang paa nasa hukay. Ewan ko ba kung bakit ang daming nagre-reklamo? Na tila yung bahay nila, parang isang impyerno. Na kahit anong bawal, ipipilit yung gusto. Naisip ko tuloy, sulit ba ang pagod ko? Sulit bang magsalba ng buhay ng iba? Sulit bang harapin ang kalaban na hindi namin nakikita? Kalaban na maaaring nasa loob ko na at pinipigilan kong hindi sa iyo maipasa. Bago ka magreklamong sawa ka na sa sardinas na dahil walang nightlife, parang ikaw na yung pinakamalas. Gusto kong malaman mo yung hirap na dinaranas ng mga nakikibaka para ikay mailigtas. Alam mo ba yung pakiramdam ng pinandidirihan? Na walang gustong kumausap sa'yo kasi taga-ospital yan. Na kailangan namin ipagpatuloy yung sinumpaang katungkulan na kung mahahawa kami bukas ay walang kasiguraduhan. Alam mo ba yung pakiramdam na takot ka? Pero sa harap ng pasyente, hindi mo pwedeng ipakita. Na yung sarili mong anak, hindi mo makamusta dahil busy ka. Asikasuhin yung iba. Kung naririnig nyo lang yung kabog ng dibdib ko, sa bawat balitang may doktor na yumao na tumataas yung bilang ng mga positibo at madadagdagan pa yan dahil sa kakalabas nyo. Ilang doktor pa ba ang sasapit sa kamatayan? Anong paliwanag ba para maintindihan? Na manatili lang kayo sa inyong mga tahanan ay nagampanan nyo na ang ambag nyo sa bayan. Gusto ko pang masilayan ang bukang liwayway. Gusto ko pang akapiling ang mga mahal ko sa buhay. Lahat ng tapang na meron ako ay nakanda kong ialay. Pero katulad po ninyo, ayoko pang mamatay.
Ikaw ba'y nag-iisa? Nalulungkot dahil iniwan at ipinagpalit, niloko ng iyong minamahal. Kung ngayon, i-type sa inyong mga cellphone, Facebook o YouTube man ang Millennial Online TV. Dahil nasa Millennial Online TV na ang online haralista ng bagong milenyo, si Randel Villados.
Naninigas ang aking katawan kapag umikot ang plaka.
At haharanahin kayo ni Randall ng iba't ibang awitin para maibsan ang inyong inip at kalungkutan kahit nasaan man kayo.
Hanggang sa tumanda. Come on! Kung tayo'y matanda na, sana'y di tayo magbago.
At pwede rin kayong makiduet kay Randall tuwing Sabado ng hapon. Tutok na! Tawag na mga milenyo!
Araw-araw ikaw ang gusto kong kasama. Buhay ko'y kumpleto na tuwing nandito ka sa tabi ko o aking giliw.
Barangay, pangunahing unit ng pamahalaan lokal kung saan dito pinag-uusapan ang bawat sigalot ng mga residente ng bawat barangay. Dito rin pinag-uusapan ng mga piling hanggang na opisyal na barangay ang mga proyekto para sa kanilang barangay. Kumustahin natin ang panunungkulan ni Kapitan dito sa Dalo Barangay sa Millennial Online TV Worldwide, ang katropa ng bawat barangay.
Ating tinatapos ang ating pagpupulong. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagdalo at tapos na po ang ating session. Enjoy na po tayo.
Now,
Talakayin, rebisahin, opinyon, palawakin, aksyonan. Kasama si Rosel Lopez, ang inyong katropa. Dito lang sa Millennial Online TV, ang katropa mo sa pagbabalita. Hoy, hoy, hoy! Magandang hapon! Magandang hapon, Pilipinas! Abay, kanina'y napakinggan nyo po yung ating online na ranista na talaga naman, kita nyo, yung kanyang mga banat, yung mga hugot, talaga namang mayroong pinatatamaan, di ko malaman kung si Miss Jackie Adahan. Siyempre, magtita yun Okay, mga kaibigan, at ngayon po ay sa inyo na ang programang Talakayin, Rebisahin, Opinyon Palawakin, Aksyonan, Tropa. At siyempre po ako pa rin ang inyong magiging kasama, ka-jamming, kakosa, kabarangay, Rosel Lopez. At siyempre kasama natin sa technical side, si Joshua Sumulat Baltaw. Abay mga kaibigan, ay ano ba ito sasabihin natin? Ngayon, kanina, abay ako'y naikot po doon sa may area ng Malabon, doon sa isang mall. Abay, kukumarat, saksakan ng dami ang nagpapabakuna. Natatakot sila doon sa sinabi ng ating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na yung mga hindi bakunado, uwi muna ng bahay. Huwag lumabas, no entry sa lahat ng establishmento at bukod doon, hindi ka po pwede sumakay sa mga public utility vehicles. At sige, bago tayo magsimula, batiin muna natin yung ating mga tropa peeps, yung ating mga katropa, yung ating mga cadaver cats, mga ka-TFC natin na nanonood ngayon. Unahin na natin yung ating katropang mga LMT, nangunguna na si Miss Jackie Lagpao Adahar, at siyempre po si Sir Romel Martinez, Haji Crespo, Jebren Sibug, Ma'am Linda Villagonza, Miss Dig Nakahulugan, Sir Jojo Revilla. At gayon din si Joel Cabusora Regindin, buhat pa ho sa lalawigan ng Ilocos Sur. Take note dyan sa parting hindi, Ilocos Norte pala yon, yung medyo marami yung apektado at maraming cases ng COVID. At sabi sa atin ni Maria Chari Lopez Sison, abay magandang hapon po, abay maganda ka pa sa hapon, Sampit. At yung aking kabats, yung aking classmate, na simpatiko, yung aming classmate namin nila Roger Yabil, yung pinakamagandang lalaki sa tropa, si Romel Reyes. Siya po ay nasa United States of America, nasa USA. Saan nga yung iyo, paring Romel? Sa Washington ba? Buti ko nasa Washington. Kami nandito sa Tongxinghua. Parang napanood yata ni Marcio na. At syempre, binabati rin natin mga kaibigan yung aking Sampit na nandito sa studio ngayon, sa aming bagong studio. Syempre, dito pa rin sa lungsod ng Valenzuela. Nga lang, syempre, bagong studio. Si Marcy Fernando. Sipin nyo mga kaibigan, galing pa ng Urdaneta, Pangasinan. Pumunta lang dito para makapanood ng live dito po sa studio ng Millennial Online TV. Ang problema, wala man lang uwing bagoong isda. O kaya padas. Anyway, okay lang. May nabibili naman dyan eh. Nga lang, siyempre, iba pag galing talaga ng Pangasinan. Sabi sa akin ng aking pinsan ko ba to o tiya? Ano ba? Hindi ko kasi alam eh. Mas pogi pa po kayo sa hapon. Mas maganda ka naman sa hapon, Sampit. Okay mga kaibigan, 4 na minuto na lamang bago sumapit po ika-5 ng hapon. At syempre ngayon po ay ika-13 ng buwan ng Enero, taong 2022. Isipin mo, ilang araw na lang, 2 days na lang. Sahod na. Sahod na ng ating mga empleyado, ng ating mga trabahador, ng ating mga chimini aa. Alam ba yung chimini aa, Joshua? Katulong. Other words, chimini aa. Medyo galandahan lang natin ng konti. Ayun, sabi ni Maria Chari Lopez Sison, pinsan. Pinsan mo pala. Bakit may po ka pa kung pinsan ko talaga? Okay lang yung pinsan na lang, huwag na yung may po. Para sinasabi mo naman tanda-tanda ako na. Hindi pa naman tayo matanda. Okay, at yun, yung ating online na ranista ay medyo umalis na at meron siyang pupuntang isang isang meeting, isang pagpupulong para sa kanyang event, no? Doon sa Rodriguez, Rizal. At mamaya mga kaibigan ay tutunghay natin sa inyo yung ginawang forum, isang webinar forum dyan sa Pandesal Forum sa Kamuning Bakery sa Quezon City, kung saan tinalakay dito ay yung darating po na tawag dito, yung darating na Philippine competing in 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. Ito yung Olympics po. At syempre po mga naging panauhin dito sina Congressman Bambol Tolentino, siyang presidente po ng Philippine Olympic Committee. At syempre si Mr. Jim Palomar Apelar at presidente po ng Philippine SKI and Snowboard Federation. Ayan, mamaya po yan. Mamaya po yan. At syempre, inaayos ko lang yung ating setup para naman mas maganda. At sabi naman ni Miss Jackie Lagpawadahar, shout out kay Jowa Catherine Payawal Munding at kay BFF Romeo Jr. Mendez Aquino. Ayan. At syempre, binabati rin natin yung mga taga FFCCII, no, sa pangunguna rin po ng kanilang Media Relations Officer na si Wilson Flores. At syempre po yung nanguna po sa Pandesal Forum, si Wilson Flores. Syempre, kanya mga staff, sina Clarissa at si Aya. Hindi po Medela, Aya. Kalimutan ko apelido ni Aya. Natawa ang aking pinsan, si Maria Chari Lopez Sison. At sabi naman sa atin ni Ma'am Aya, keep safe po. Abay, likewise, Ma'am Aya. Ay, alam ko naman kung bakit puro webinar forum ang ginagawa ngayon sa Kamuning. Dahil tumaas nga ang bilang ng mga cases ng mga COVID-19. Mukha yung kasama namin dito may COVID yata. Pucha na, ubo. Pumutok pa na, Joshua. Hindi, sa bagay natural yun kasi nga sabi siya uso trangkaso. Kaya nga buti ngayon hindi na ako nagkakahigpitan doon sa mga paracetamol. Meron na, pero kapag ikaw bibili ng paracetamol kahit sa butika, malaki, maliit, meron ng limitasyon. Hanggang 20 tabs lang ang pwede mong bilhin. Aba, nanonood sa atin si Ma'am Berlin Pinto, yung jowa po ni Joshua. Si Ma'am Berlin Pinto ng, saan ba ito? Paranaque? Cainta Rizal. Ayun, nanonood si Marcy Fernando. Nandito na, nanonood pa. Kita mo naman. Kala ko pa magla-live ka, Marcy. Ayan, at yung aking kabatsmate na si Romel Reyes na nasa US, sabay akala ko noong December magpapadala ng regalo sa akin. Hinihintay ko. Kala ko magpapadala rito ng champoy. Abay, walang dumating. Joke lang, paring Romel. Alam ko naman, pagdating mo na lang, pagbalik mo ng Pinas, doon mo lang lulubusin. Kaya okay lang, walang problema. Maghihintay lang kami ni paring Roger Yabillo. Aba, nanonood si Edgar Diesel na buhay. Sabi niya, good PM boss. May maganda ka pa sa hapon, Edgar Diesel. Ito po si Edgar Diesel. Ito po yung katropa natin na simpatiko. Diyan po sa Fairview, Quezon City. Dati pong taga Dulong Acero. Diyan po sa Tugatog, Malabon. May lumipat po ng Quezon City kasi yayamanin na. Yayamanin. Alas 5:01 na mga kaibigan at tuloy-tuloy tayo sa ating programang Tropa. Sino pa ba yung mga nanonood sa atin at hindi ko na nakita? Yon, si Sampit. Ayun, nakita ko na. At bukod dyan mga kaibigan, sa iba pang balita, yung tungkol po sa paglilinaw tungkol sa mga naka-quarantine na imported rabbits. Alam nyo ba yung rabbits, Joshua? Alam nyo kasi yung rabbit, kinakatay na, niluluto. Kasi maganda raw sa katawan to. Ngayon, meron lumabas na issue na yung mga imported rabbits naka-quarantine. Bakit kaya? Well, nilinaw po ni OIC Director Lardrin Morales ng Bureau of Animal Industry sa mga rabbit farmer producers na nananatiling ligtas ang ating mga rabbit sa sakit na rabbit hemorrhagic disease at walang outbreak na naitala sa mga oras na ito. Ang issue ay ang mga napapabalitang mga rabbits na import mula sa ibang bansa ang nagkaroon ng reactions gamit ang ELISA screening test ay isa o ay hindi nangangahulugan na may sakit ang mga nasabing rabbit. Lalo pa at sa kasalukuyan, ang mga ito ay nananatiling malusog sa quarantine site. At ang pag-interpret sa resulta kaakibat ng paggamit ng ELISA ay nangangailangan pa ng karagdagang impormasyon mula sa bansang pinanggalingan nito. Nakipag-ugnayan na ang BAI sa mga kinauukulan tungkol sa bagay na ito. Para sa mga nag-aalaga ng mga rabbits, ipagpatuloy natin ang pagpapatupad ng tamang biosecurity protocols sa inyong farm o bakuran upang maiwasan silang madapuan ng anumang sakit. Yan po ay sabi po ng Bureau of Animal Industry. At dagdag pa ni Morales na ipagbigay alam agad sa pinakamalapit na tanggapan ng agrikultura o DA Regional Offices sa inyong mga lugar ang hindi pangkaraniwang pagkamatay o pagkakasakit ng inyong mga rabbits o tumawag sa BAI Animal Health and Welfare Division hotline 0995-132-9339 at sa Globe 0920 Globe yun. Ang sa Smart naman po ay 0920-854-3119. Yan po ang sinabi po ng ating Department of Agriculture. Okay mga kaibigan, alas 5:04 na po ng hapon, Philippine Standard Time. Abay tuloy-tuloy po tayo dito sa ating programang Tropa. At tulad nga ng sinabi natin mga kaibigan, gaano ba ka-competitive ang ating sa Olympic natin sa 2022, no? Yan po ang pinag-usapan at tinalakay po doon sa ginawang webinar forum ng Pandesal Forum dyan po sa Kamuning Bakery. Sabi ni Berlin Pinto, sino daw pong Joshua? Aba, hindi mo nakilala si Joshua pagkatapos ng lahat-lahat. Ganyan ka pala, Ma'am Berlin Pinto. Dati-dati, sinabi mo pa nga, kaibigan mo, pagkatapos binlak mong bigla. Di ba, Joshua? Bakit mo naman binlak si Joshua, Ma'am Berlin Pinto? Ikaw talaga. Tama ba, Joshua, ito yung Berlin Pinto na teacher? O, di ba? Ikaw, ma'am, yung teacher eh. Ngayon, tinatanong mo kung sino yung Joshua. Ba't ganyan ka? Pagkatapos ng lahat-lahat, sasabi mo sino yung Joshua? Anyway, walang problema, ma'am. Ikaw, nasa sayo. Kung di mo kilala si Joshua, nasa sayo. Aba, sabi sa akin ng paring Romel ko, kung hindi nagbigay ng regalo ng Pasko ng bola pa, pare, kumusta na? Batang-bata ang dating mo Talaga naman ng bola pa Ko talaga paring Romel Sabi ko naman siya, walang problema kung di ka nagpadala ng Pasko. Pwede naman yan, pagbalik mo na lang ng Pinas, doon mo na lang lubusin sa amin ni paring Roger Yabilio. Wala naman problema ron Akala ko nga, padadalan mo ako ng champoy noong December hinihintay ko yung champoy mo kasi masarap daw ang champoy dyan. Okay mga kaibigan, alas 5:06 po ng hapon at mamaya after po ng Pandesal Forum, itutungay natin sa inyo yung hinaing ng ating mga guro dito po sa Pilipinas, partikular yung mga Alliance of Concerned Teachers, yung kanilang mga dinadaing na kailangan nila pagdating sa clothing, pagdating sa mga marami silang hinaing, no? Lalo pa ngayon, nagkaroon ng pandemic. So, mamaya malalaman natin. Pero unahin natin yung ginawang Pandesal Forum, hinggil nga po dito, no, sa darating na tawag dito, darating na sports, no, itong tawag dito, ayan, nawawala ako yan, yung Philippine competing in 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics, yan po ang pinag-usapan nila at ang mga panelists po ay sina Congressman Bambol Tolentino, siyang President ng Philippines Olympic Committee o POC, at si Mr. Jim Palomar Apelar, President, Philippine SKI and Snowboard Federation. Kaya malalaman po natin. Okay mga kaibigan, so huwag na nating patagalin. Ante, teka muna. Bago muna mga kaibigan, tumanggap muna tayo ng report sa ating reporter na si Ron Soriano. Ito'y tungkol po doon sa ginawang checkpoints dyan sa Cainta, sa Antipolo, kung di ako nagkakamali Antipolo. Okay, Ron, pasok. Millennial Online TV News Update.
Alerto, 24 oras na pagbabantay ng PNP para sa COMELEC checkpoint ipinatupad. Pang-apat na araw mula nang ipatupad ang COMELEC gun ban checkpoint noong January 9, 2022. Sa direktiba ni Deputy Chief of Police, Police Major Joseph Sacramento at pinangunahan nila Lieutenant Dominic Blasa bilang team leader sa umaga, kasama ang kanyang mga tauhan na may 6 na kapulisan ng PCP-2 o Police Precinct 2, 2 Philippine Army, 2 ACSERT personnel o Anti-Crime Community Emergency Response Team bilang maging katuwang ng Antipolo PNP at isang HPG o Highway Patrol Group ng Antipolo PNP. Upang mga siwa sa nasabing checkpoint, lahat ng pribado at pampublikong sasakyan ay kanilang masusing bineberipika upang ipatupad ang batas at masunod ang health protocols na utos ng gobyerno. Si Police Lieutenant Tanaga naman ang rumerelyebo para sa panggabing duty na ginaganap sa lugar ng Shell Pugon at Jollibee Marcos Highway, Barangay Mayamot, lungsod ng Antipolo. Ayon naman sa dalawang leader ng dalawang team, under control ang kanilang nasasakupan at ginawa ng random inspection upang maiwasan ang pangyayari noong nakaraang taon. Dahil sa pagharap natin sa pandemya at sa kanila naman bilang alagad ng batas, ay ang pagpapatupad ng checkpoint ay nagbunga ng mabigat na trapiko sa nasabing lugar na umabot pa sa lungsod ng Quezon. Kaya naman, sa pagkakataong ito ay minabuti ng Antipolo PNP na maging random inspection checkpoint na lamang ang kanilang gawin. Mapapansin namang maayos at matiwasay ang lugar kung saan ginaganap ng ating mga otoridad ang nasabing checkpoint. Samantala, agaw pansin naman ang pagtigil ng mga sasakyan ng AFP o Armed Forces of the Philippines sa nabanggit na lugar. Dala ang kanilang mga supplies para sa mga bagong sundalo at upang sila ay kumain pansamantala at tumungo sa Camp Kapinpin. Ron Soriano para sa Millennial Online TV, ang katropa mo sa pagbabalita.
Millennial Online TV News Update. Yan po ang report ni Ron Soriano. At nagatid po sa atin yan sa oras na alas 5:11 po ng hapon, Philippine Standard Time. Okay, so mga kaibigan, bago tayo magpatuloy, abay magpapakilala lang po si Joshua Baltao para malaman nyo kung saan kayong himpilang nanonood at nakikinig. At sa aming pagbabalik ay tutungay na namin sa inyo ang ginawang Pandesal Forum at malaman natin kung paano ba ang naging pag-uusap kung ang Philippines competing in 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. Gaano ba kahanda? Okay mga kaibigan, magbabalik po kami. Pinaigting, pinalakas ang bagong news online TV ng bagong milenyo. Millennial Online TV, ang katropa mo sa pagbabalita.
Hanap mo ba ay Unwind Ventures? Tara nang mamangha sa mga tanawin. Ano man ang iyong travel goals? Dadalhin namin kayo. Unwind Ventures at saya. Dito lang sa Wow Biyahe. Kaya wow, di ba?
Abangan dito lang sa Millennial Online TV.
Now,
Talakayin, rebisahin, opinyon, halawakin, aksyonan. Kasama si Rosel Lopez, ang inyong katropa. Dito lang sa Millennial Online TV, ang katropa mo sa pagbabalita. Okay mga kaibigan, alas 5:13 na po ng hapon, Philippine Standard Time. Abay, huwag na natin patagalin po, itunghay na natin. At pinangunahan po ni Wilson Flores ng FFCCII ang ginawa pong Pandesal Forum dyan po sa May Kamuning. Ito po isang webinar forum na patungkol nga po doon sa Philippines competing in 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. Sa mga kaibigan, tunghayan po natin at pwede rin kayo magbigay ng inyong mga opinyon kuro-kuro. No? Kung ano yung opinyon, ano yung suggestion, pwede nyo pong ilagay sa ating chat box at babanggitin natin sa mga susunod na araw. Okay? Sa mga kaibigan, tunghayan po natin.
Cafe. We apologize for this being entirely Zoom, no face-to-face, because of the alert level 3 in the Philippines now. And we also have a resource speaker from abroad, California. So let us start now. And also welcome to all our media friends covering. We also invited several other special guests. We also sent an invitation to the Philippine ambassador to Beijing, the very respected Chito Santa Romana. So the embassy of the Philippines is with us also if you have any questions. Today we have two very important speakers, panelists that all of us could ask questions to. Ang topic natin today is the Philippine participation in the upcoming Beijing Winter Olympics, which will be starting February 4 and will continue up to February 20. We have with us today, first of all, President of the Philippine Olympic Committee, also Deputy Speaker of Philippine Congress, Mr. Abraham Bambol ng Tolentino. Later on, we'll invite each one of them to give an opening statement. And then, of course, we have with us in California, tonight is 6 p.m. sa California, President of the Philippine Ski and Snowboard Federation, Mr. Jim Palomar Apelar. I'd like to invite the two of them to begin this Pandesal Forum on our Philippine participation in the Winter Olympics with their opening statements, and then we'll have question and answer by all the media friends dito, then closing remarks by both of them. All of you are free to record. If you want to send questions, please send to the chat box your full name and your organization, and then I could invite you to ask your questions or I could read your questions. Let us first welcome Deputy Speaker Abraham Tolentino, Bambol Tolentino. He is not only President of the Philippine Olympic Committee, a very respected, dynamic legislator representing Cavite, now Deputy Speaker also, former mayor of one of the best cities in the Philippines, Tagaytay City, also formerly nag-serve siya as Secretary General of the FIDE, World Chess Organization. And plus, he is right now President of Philippine Field Cycling. Let us welcome Deputy Speaker Bambol Tolentino for his opening statement about Philippine participation in the Beijing Winter Olympics.
Yes.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning. Good morning to all. Good morning, Jim, our President of the Philippine Ski Snowboard Federation. Long time no here, Jim. We're all excited here, no? I think the whole country will be excited. Kasi imagine, yung sinabi nga kanina, no, ilan lang sa Southeast Asia nag-qualify. Bihira kasi sa nakakapagtaka sa tropical countries na what? Meron kayong nag-qualify sa Winter Olympics? Yes. Actually, marami tayong handful, ilan din yung pinalaban natin. Medyo hindi lang nag-qualify yung iba. So, we're very lucky na si Asa Miller, siya pumasok sa ating alpine skiing event. Imagine that, no? Sa TV ko lang napapanood yung mga events ng Winter Olympics. Especially those yung mga sikat na figure skating, men, women, mahirap talaga. So, we're very lucky. So, ngayon pa lang, congratulations to the Philippine Ski and Snowboard Association. We're giving you a temporary recognition for that kasi nga na-delay yung recognition nyo. So hopefully it will help us in our continued advocacy and looking for a grassroots program and more talents to represent the country in the coming more Olympic Games. Not only Winter Olympic Games, but other World Championships that related to the Winter Games, no? Not only the Olympics. So good morning again to everyone.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker Bambol Tolentino, President of the Philippine Olympic Committee. You look like one of the youngest ever. Kasi before, puro old ang mga President of the POC. Thank you very much for your opening statement. Now we'd like to invite, first of all, we'd like to greet Mr. Jim Palomar Apelar. Good evening, kasi it's 6 p.m. tonight there sa California. For his opening statement, he is the President of the Philippine Ski and Snowboard Federation, which to me is incredible kasi na-amaze ako. We don't have snow for skiing, we don't have snow for snowboarding, kaya ang galing nila. He is president of this unique association of athletes in the winter sports. He is also, for people who don't know, he is also a Christian philanthropist, president of the Christian Outreach Ministries everywhere in Caloocan City, which helps orphanages and gives out Bibles for free, Bible distribution. He is, Chileco background na, you're from University of Southern California. Sikat yan yata sa American football, saka mga rich kids sa Saudi Arabia, mga prinsipe. He's in California right now, but he is very proud of his roots in Romblon Island province. He has been in the US for 49 years, but is still helping Filipino athletes with this very unique sports association nila. He could maybe mention also later on in detail. Amazingly, most of the members of the Philippine Ski and Snowboard Federation mostly come from the 10 million Filipinos in diaspora. Ibig sabihin, mga overseas Filipinos scattered all over North America and Europe. Kaya very interesting. Let us welcome for his opening statement, Mr. Jim Palomar Apelar.
Thank you, Wilson, for inviting me. It's an honor. It's an honor also to be with Honorable Bambol Tolentino.
Oh, so that helped.
Yeah, and just excited and looking forward to this. Remember, this is Asa Miller's second stint as an Olympian. And so we're just excited that he's given another opportunity. And we as a federation, we're just excited as a whole because we think this is just the beginning of what is to come. Just to give you just briefly about my background, kahit nandito ako sa Amerika, I've been helping POC for a long time actually. With Chito Dairit, we worked together in getting Phil-Ams and Phil foreigners to be part of the Philippine teams. I was able to bring Daniel Coakley, if you guys remember. He's a swimmer who made it all the way to the Olympics, and he got a gold. He held the 50 free record for a long time in Southeast Asia. Charlie Walker, another swimmer. Erica Totten recruited also some beach volleyball players from AVP, the Professional Volleyball League. They actually got a bronze medal in the 2005 SEA Games for the Philippines. Diane Pascua and Heidi Ilustre. And in track and field, I recruited Cassius Perona. I brought him over and got a gold for the Philippines in the 4x4. I think he got also the 200. He got gold or silver, one of those. And just just helping POC during those times. Also, when during the 70s, when I was young, I was one of the proponents of the Balikbayan basketball program, which we brought over Phil-Ams playing in various competitions against the professionals and the semi-pros in basketball sa Pilipinas. And that's when we encountered a team by Ron Jacobs with Ricardo Brown and his team, which medyo mga Pilipino, mga Phil-Ams, but a little bit different. And that was actually, I was there to witness this. I was one of the guards playing against that team when they introduced the new Philippine team. That was in 79 or 81, I think, 81. So yeah, I've been involved in various sports in the Philippines, and the founder of Philippine Ski Federation was Manuel Espiritu. I don't know if any of you remember him during the 80s or 90s actually. He got it approved with FIS, and but then he relocated to Canada. And when he was in Canada, he contacted us and said, I'm not feeling well. I'm not physically healthy anymore. Would like someone for you guys to take over. Our organization took over the Philippine Ski. And from then on, it kind of went along, and because, let's face it, medyo mahirap at that time. Wala masyadong, it's not popular. Only when someone really is interested would they contact us. But as the years went by, medyo lumaki ng lumaki. Now we have 10 young athletes, in various disciplines. FIS, International Ski Federation, has 6 Olympic disciplines, and we're participating in 4. Alpine, that's where Asa Miller is, and snowboard. Ngayon, i-introduce namin ang freestyle and cross-country. Now, the uniqueness of cross-country, by the way, is it has a dry land competition, which means during summer, itong mga cross-country skiers, they train, in dry land. So ngayon, we're gonna, hopefully this summer, we're gonna introduce that sport in the Philippines, okay? We're gathering all our resources, especially equipments. We're bringing it to the Philippines. We're creating 3 clubs, okay, to compete with each other, right? At saka mga kabataan, we would like them to be developed. This is similar to what Thailand is doing. Thailand had over 200 kids that started. In this Olympics, they had 3 women and 2 men that qualified, but they're sending their quota list. Their quota is they can send 2 women and 1 man. This is as a result of the they call it roller skiing. It's a dry land training program na naging popular in Europe, and now Thailand is introducing it in their community, and Taiwan or Taipei Ski Association is doing the same thing. Actually, Taipei will be helping certify our coaches. No, tutulungan nila tayo at saka Thailand when we introduce the sport in the Philippines. So magkakaroon tayo ng grassroots program This is for the discipline of cross country. The same movement you do in summer, yung ano mo, could be transferred in during winter. So if the kids who trains in the Philippines lilipat sa Korea or mag-train sa Korea for the Olympics and so forth, eh pwede kasi the movements are the same, you know. So we're gonna do that and we're excited. I think that's where we can create some sort of grassroots program for the winter sports using the summer as a springboard. So marami tayong gagawin. Maraming exciting things in spite of the fact na winter ang sports namin, snow ang sports natin, eh pwede din palang magkaroon ng competition during the dry season or summer season. So ang constituency natin, ang Filipinos in diaspora, is over 10 million. And so that will never go down. It will continue to grow. So ang ano natin, ang mga kabataan na yun, na-expose. And the first thing they do when they start getting into competition is, let me find a better way to compete in the higher level, not just in their own country, but maybe I can go to the Philippines, you know. I was sharing with you, Wilson, you know,
Yes.
in Alpine, by the way, ang nag-qualify last Olympics was over 700 sa Alpine.
Wow.
Guess how many do they have? They can only send. They can only send 4. 700 nag-qualify. So ngayon, kung ikaw, number 20th, right? Hindi ka makakapasok, right? Likely, the top 5, the top 10 ang makakapasok, right? One of them, one of the 4. Pero
Which country is this? Which country is this?
United States.
US.
US has over 700 that is technically qualified, right, to compete. They broke the threshold, big threshold kasi na for you to break. And but the fact that ang dami nila, pero kung dual ka, right, your option is maybe I can go with the Philippines, you know, and be able to represent the country of my mom or my dad, di ba? And achieve their personal goals. Let's put it that way. So we're excited, you know, na nakapagpapadala tayo and we're able to excite the Philippines through whatever we're doing. And so looking forward to bigger things ahead of us. Yeah.
Thank you very much for all this good news from Mr. Jim Palomar Apelar. He is California-based but with roots in Romblon, President of Philippine Ski and Snowboard Federation. Thank you very much. We'd like to ask both of you, President Bambol Tolentino and Mr. Jim Apelar, would you be going to the Beijing Winter Olympics, and what is the schedule, and how many are you joining Asa Miller in the Winter Olympics? And what is your schedule flying there? Because I read last night in the Washington Post and New York Times articles that it is very strict there. Some of we invited some foreign media to attend. Some of them request our answers in English so they could use subtitle now. Kasi we invited some foreign media to join, so thank you. So President Bambol Tolentino and Mr. Jim Apelar, are you attending the opening ceremony of the Beijing Winter Olympics? And if so, when is your schedule of going there, if ever? And how many are you in the Philippine delegation going there? Maybe President Tolentino muna, Bambol Tolentino, and then Mr. Jim Apelar.
Yes, of course. The athlete, the coach, the official, one official, the NSA official, it's up to Jim if he will go or not.
Yes.
Then in our side, since it's under POC, of course there will be the chef de mission, one, the COVID protocol officer, something like that, no? And the one admin staff, only one, all sectors, only one, kasi isa lang naman yung athlete natin, no? What else? Yun ang mga requirement na dapat meron. Mandatory yun, no? It's mandatory to have those staff. So me, I'm still weighing with this surge in the Omicron, no? But I'm still looking for a booking. If I will proceed, then I will attend definitely I will attend the opening. And of course, while in Beijing, I have to rub elbows also with the other IOC officials that we need that. No? We need that network and of course to support our team. So it's very small delegation, around 1, 2, 3, around 6 to 7, maybe.
Seven, yes. Mr. Jim Apelar, what about you? When are you going there, and how many are you?
Our target date is, I think, January 28th. We want to be there at least 5 days before opening, which is February 4th. So
Yes.
when you fly from United States, you fly in the evening, you technically lose 2 days going to the
Yes.
east. So remember, Chinese New Year is what, 30 or 31?
February 1 is the first day of the Chinese New Year this
Yeah.
year.
Kaya we have to be careful because
don't avoid
the
the
traffic,
Yes.
It could be, the scarcity of flights could be a problem. So we're trying to avoid that, and we're trying to see if we can leave at the 28th and be there the 30th. Okay, so that's the target date. And ano pa? Basically, there's yun lang, yeah.
You will fly together with Asa Miller, I presume, from the US.
No, they're coming from Portland. Okay.
Portland, yes.
Yeah, the coach Will is from Utah, but he'll fly to Portland, and I think they'll take off from there, right?
Yes.
With one of the parent, si Kelly Miller, will fly with them. 3 of them will fly from Portland to somewhere. Ako, nakita ko ng route, looks like it's difficult. You have to have 2 or 3 stops. It's a 20 to 30 hour, flight time and waiting time. So looks like the Canadian route is the best way. So it's up to them. Kasi there's very few direct flights anymore. Unlike before, you can pretty much go direct.
Yes. Now they're very strict
Ayun,
because they
not
want to
anymore.
control the pandemic. Yes.
Yeah, because of pandemic, and so it's a little bit difficult. Medyo mahirap ngayon.
Yes.
Flying. So hopefully.
So 28 is your target to leave US and arrive there. So there's a question. We'd like to invite Ms. Diane Castillejo of ABS-CBN to maybe your question, ma'am. Can we invite you to ask your question, Ms. Diane Castillejo?
Thank you. No, I just congratulations. It's great that we have a Filipino representing us in the Winter Olympics. I just want to know, when is the exact competition date of ASA, and how many
14.
days will he be competing? And
Thank you, Ms. Diane Castillejo of ABS-CBN. Thank you.
Sir, can you hear me?
Correct. That's January 14. His event will be January 14.
Right.
February 14.
February 14.
Wow, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Okay, so, sir, can you tell us what are your expectations of ASA dito sa competition, and how difficult will it be, and who are the how is his condition now leading up? Has he been able to get optimum training?
Actually, right now, as we speak, he's competing. First thing in the morning. So he just had some competition a few days ago in Wyoming, and now he's in Idaho, Sun Valley, Idaho. He's competing for both, and that will be his last competition before going home and taking off from home. He's doing very well, and if someone was asking me how is he from now than before, the last time doon sa Korea, no? Well, makikita mo sa you'll see that in his point system. The skiing has a point system. The lower your points, the better you are. Okay? And his point system has really gone down a lot, which means he has gotten better a lot, This year alone, 2021, he's done very well. Kasi ang season goes from July to June, yung baliktad it's in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
So there's 2 seasons that straddles it, the early 2021 and the late one. Itong last few competition niya, it's more of like tune-up na lang to, no? But he's done his work doon at the beginning of the year, when he had about 10 competitions that he participated on, and he did extremely well. Kaya yung points niya really dropped, and which means it really got better, So
Nice.
That makes it parang slam dunk na, no matter what happens, pasok na siya. Kasi the confirmation, by the way, is on January 17. Okay? Right now, it's provisional. Makikita mo, it's a public record. Makikita mo dun sa FIS website that he's qualified, but it's not yet confirmed until it gets confirmed by POC on the 17th. Okay, so POC will have confirmed the final numbers ng FIS, and they'll be informed how to get in and confirm Asa Miller on the 17th and 18th. You got 2 days to confirm it. So,
okay. So, Sir Bumble, I guess you won't have a problem endorsing the participation of ASA. I also wanted to ask you, are we going to be looking at other winter Filipino athletes in the future?
Yes, of course, with the help of Jim. Hindi nga lang winter, doon sa sinabi ni Jim, magpapatulong na ako. Jim, our Daniel Kaluwag is based from California, then transferred to Kentucky, di ba? Our Olympian, 3-time London, Rio, 2-time Olympian, si Danny Kaluwag, or BMX. So ang dami diyang yung isang game,
foreign base.
Yung isang dinedevelop namin is the 19-year-old from LA too. So with that, daming connect ni Jim. Hindi lang siguro sa BMX, maybe in other discipline like sports like skateboarding. Ang dami diyan. Rollerblade, ang dami diyan. Not only in US, even in Canada, Europe. In Toronto. Yeah. In Toronto, ang dami diyan, even winter. Remember, may swimmer na from Canada na nakasalubong namin sa Olympic Village sa Tokyo na nagpa-picture. Yung pala, kaya siya nagpa-selfie. Filipino pala ang niya, ang magulang niya, yung si Dayan, the Canadian swimmer.
Yeah, who was that guy? Actually, ang daming sumusulat sa akin na, I have Filipino roots. How can I, a lot of Filipinos abroad really want to represent the country.
Not only US, North America and Canada. Sinasabi ng mga anak ko who studied in Queens and in Toronto. So
President Tolentino, you should sit in the middle of the screen now. We have some foreign media who want to get a better picture of you.
bibigyan mo pa
And
ng
not
ano,
move too much now.
bibigyan mo pa ng assignment si Jim. Jim, help us not only, God willing, not only for winter athletes, no? There's
And
a lot
summer
of with your networks, there's a lot. Matagal nang sinasabi
Yeah.
sa akin yan ni Lecha, ni Sito, no, na we have to connect with the
Tennis.
we
Maraming
did that.
tennis.
Yes, ang dami.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Dayan Castillejo of ABS-CBN, who is herself a very outstanding athlete, diba? Thank you, Mama. Thank you for your question. Baka may question pa kayo, ha? Anytime you can feel free to ask. Mr.
May we ask
Apelar,
question?
Mr. Tolentino, there's a question here. What are your expectations of the organizers of the Beijing Winter Olympics? Since we are now in the pandemic situation, it's a little bit strict now, I heard. But what are your expectations
It's
on the host?
Sinasabi
city?
naman yan,
Yes.
sinasabi ng host na actually the WHO already declared the preparation, not only the WHO, the IOC and the WHO already declared that the preparation of Beijing Olympic is superb, no? Is excellent. And the IOC group are already in the ground in Beijing, and they said that everything is okay. Very strict talaga. As we coming from outside, we'll be having 2 PCR before leaving, 96 hours before and 72 hours before.
Yes.
That's what I've learned. Then when you arrive, another PCR, and when you get positive, you will be isolated in a dedicated, for asymptomatic, a dedicated hotel. For symptomatic, a dedicated hospital. After 3 to 4 days, you will be out if you'll be negative. You will be twice. We are going to have a twice COVID test every day. So unlike in Tokyo, it's only once every day, every morning, right? There, it's once every
But
day.
in Beijing, it's twice every day.
Twice,
Wow.
twice every day.
So they're very systematic
Oh, wow.
and efficient.
Very strict.
Twice a day.
Very strict.
Wow.
And all bubble. Yesterday, I read from the news, Beijing declared that if there will be a crash or nasira ang vehicle of the Olympic,
Yes.
local citizens should not touch or help para still in a bubble. Let the
Is it true they built a special train a new train just for the facilities now to go?
Yeah, I've heard that.
For the Olympics in time.
I've heard that, yeah.
Yes. Thank you. There's a question here from Mr. Bong Pedralbes of Malaya newspaper. Can we invite Mr. Bong Pedralbes to ask his question? Bong,
Yes.
you can ask your question.
Yes, good morning to all.
Chairman Tolentino, President
Chairman,
Tolentino, and Mr.
Chairman.
Jim Apelar.
Sino po magiging, who are the personnel that we're going to assign for the Philippine delegation for the Winter Olympic Games?
Yes,
Sino
who
po
will be the ones there?
Sino po CDM?
The CDM is Bones Floron.
He's here, he's here.
Yeah,
He's
here.
with us.
You can ask him other questions. No? He was a CDM
Yes.
before the Winter Youth Olympics in Lausanne. So he knows some of the ins and outs of the Winter Olympics. Plus one admin staff and one Dave Carter and one COVID protocol. Kailangan yun eh.
Sino po, sir? Sino po Kong Bumble po, yung ating COVID protocol officer? Not if you recall.
Dave Carter is the admin staff, no? The admin staff. The COVID protocol is Jobert Yu, the welfare athlete. Jobert Yu of esports. If he's already cleared to do the task.
All right. Sir Jim, this question is addressed to you. I know you're familiar with this verse, John 3:16. Anyway, God bless you. You,
Bless you too.
we were fortunate to interview Daniel Copley during the 2007 Southeast Asian Games. That's where he qualified for the the 50-meter relay, and became a relay. In fact, succeeding. Yes, the freestyle. Uh, how ma- how many potentials do you see? First, how, as you said, Asa Miller is trained. Who's his coach? You said earlier his first name, but
Yes,
Will
the name
Gregolac.
of the coach.
Yeah. Yung coach niya, Will Gregolac. Yeah. Will is his name.
Will?
Will. W-I-L-L.
And the last name?
Gregolac.
Last name.
Yeah.
Right.
Gregolac.
Do you think the 3 years experience that he has had, he was competed in the Winter Olympics in 2018, and now 4 years practically, I think he's now 21. Do you think he'll be able to perform better now with his experience, with experience behind his belt?
Oh, definitely. I believe so, because he's older. You can tell by their points. Last Winter Olympics, the threshold was 140. Okay? So he barely got through, right? Pero ngayon, although the threshold is 160, his score is way down, right? Which means he has Yeah,
Could you explain to our listeners and readers the threshold? He's going to go in only one event, sir, the slalom. I'm correct?
No, 2 events. Two
events. Okay. What events are there?
Slalom and giant slalom.
February 14 is the slalom. And then the giant slalom is when, sir?
Slalom is couple days later. 17 yata ang last competition niya.
Okay. So for the benefit of our listeners, as you said, there's a graded scale now from 140, 160. What does that mean? So we can explain it to our listeners and readers.
For one to qualify, they have to, their points, they call it FIS points, has to be better. So Alpine, the lower it is, the better you are. So snowboard, by the way, is different. The higher it is, the better you are. Okay? So don't get confused with that.
Yes,
pero sa Alpine, na-reach niya, ang threshold is 160, right? He got it down to 68, I think. That's his, you'll have to look at his scores doon sa sa FIS. Pero sa giant slalom, I think he's at 63. So napakababa yun, Ibig sabihin yun, he has improved quite a bit during, especially 2021, where he scored a lot of those points. He went down to that level a few times, So like I was sharing the competition, so he competed siguro mga 10 times during this season, 2021, and that's where he sort of got it, and got it in, nakapasok siya because of his efforts.
Is he a full-time skier, sir? Is he a full-time, or does he still study? Just a little bit of
background. He still studies. Nag-aaral siya. Yeah. He still studies college, but at the same time, obviously, that's his passion.
Saan po, sir?
Sir, not sure. Sa Utah siya naka-based. Although nakatira yan siya sa Portland, but he trains and competes dyan sa area na yan, sa Rocky Mountains. So the last few days, he's been in Wyoming, and now he's in Sun Valley, Idaho. So umiikot siya doon kasi dyan ang magandang competition sa Colorado, sa Utah, Wyoming.
Ski hubs.
Ski area siya. Magandang mag-compete dyan.
Okay. We'll ask questions later, sir, and thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bong Pedralbes of Malaya Newspaper. Thank you very much. We have other questions here. Maybe we could also invite Mr. Bones Floro to talk about his attending the Beijing Olympics. Sabi ni President Tolentino kanina, Mr. Floro, when are you leaving to join the Beijing Winter Olympics as part of the delegation? Si Mr. Floro.
Hello,
Yes.
everyone. Good morning.
Welcome, Mr. Bones Floro. So,
Thank you.
can you
Thank
give
for
us
having me.
backgrounder of what you will be doing, your schedule, and are any of you in touch with our Philippine embassy? We have a very outstanding Filipino ambassador there, si Ambassador Santa Romana.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you for your
the
question.
embassy is with us via Zoom.
Yeah,
When are
actually,
you leaving? When are you
as
leaving?
a CDM, no, I'm the first on the ground supposed to be. So I'm leaving. I'm scheduled to leave on the 27th of January, only because the CDM has to arrive first. Because
Are you in the Philippines? Are you in the Philippines?
Yes, I'm in Manila.
Yes.
I'll be leaving for Beijing on the 27th, arriving also on the 27th to meet with Beijing 2022 because I have to be signing the DRM, no? So the registration management for everyone to be allowed to enter China. So I like Jim said earlier, they are set to leave the US on the 28th, arriving on the 30th. So I should be there before they do to take care of all the ground arrangements, which we actually have been under the instructions of Kong Bambol. No, we've been working at this for quite some time now, for several months already. No, so we've been, as you all probably have been reading, now Beijing 2022 and China itself are very strict. So they have stricter protocols than what we experienced in Tokyo a few months ago. So as Kong Bambol said, we have twice daily testing. No, in Tokyo it's only once a day lang. So they're very protective because as of now, I think currently they have 0 active cases in mainland China.
Yes, I heard. And I heard they have facilities that are very unique, that are like special train built in time for this Olympic event now, I heard.
Yeah, I've heard that also. No, but the Olympic bubble kasi you're not allowed to use any public transportation that has access, that have local access. Meaning
only exclusive to Olympic people lang.
Correct. So anytime any of the
also.
locals have access to that, you're not allowed to use that.
So it's quite impressive in terms of safety and everything, efficiency. Very impressive, the preparations.
Yes, definitely. We have to hand it to them. No, it's not easy to be a host, no, especially during the pandemic. Diba? So I guess they have spared no expense and they have pulled all the stops, no?
Yes. How many Winter Olympics will this be for you? Is this the second, the third?
Well, as Kong Bambol mentioned earlier, this is my first Winter Olympics, but I was EDM also in the Winter Youth Olympic Games in Lausanne last January and February 2020.
What about Mr. Jim Apelar? Will this be, how many Winter Olympics would this be for you?
This is my first, and the only other experience I have is the Asian Games in Sapporo, Japan, 2017.
Wow.
Asian Winter Games.
Yeah. What about you, President Tolentino? Have you been to any Winter Olympics before these Beijing Olympics?
I cannot recall, but I had a lot of chess Olympiad in cold countries like, of course, Moscow. Russia,
so this will be your
Russia.
first Winter Olympics talaga?
Winter Olympics, yes.
So very exciting for all of you.
Less Youth Olympics and other Youth Winter Olympics.
We're excited to be in -11 degrees.
Wow, in Beijing it's -11. In Beijing it's -11.
Yes.
But
Wow.
Jim is used to, sanay si Jim dyan, used to that.
Jim, you're used to...
When I was in Toronto with my kids, yung Queen's University is also snow belt area, no? minus 30. I experienced that negative 13.
So there's a question here. Which
years
other
ago.
countries in ASEAN qualified now? Somebody asked among the media friends. Aside from the Philippines, there are 10 countries in ASEAN. How many others qualified that you know of?
Thailand and Malaysia.
Thailand and Malaysia, no?
Yeah.
I read last night Singapore failed to qualify. They were qualified 4 years ago. This time they failed to qualify now Singapore, the richest country in ASEAN.
Right. Singapore,
congratulations
Indonesia
to.
doesn't have any. Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Singapore
also.
and Indonesia, wala. Yeah.
Wala. And Vietnam also none. And the
Wala.
others. So congratulations to President Tolentino and Jim Apelar and Mr. Floro. Galing na. There's a question here from the other questions. I'll read some of the media questions from our media friends. From Lito Oredo of Abante, sabi niya, Philippines has yet to win a medal in Winter Olympics. Is this achievable now with collaboration of Philippine Olympic Committee and the Philippine Ski and Snowboard Federation and with Asa Miller? Lito Oredo of Abante and Abante Tonight. The question.
Jim will answer that.
Yes.
Well, let's put it this way. It's just the beginning, okay? There's always a beginning, but we're not stopping from here. We're looking forward in 4 years to have 4 disciplines and hopefully between 4 to 8 athletes qualified. So we'd like to, increase this, and the more people who participates at saka the more disciplines that we participate in, may lalabas dyan na one of these days, someone will come from nowhere and win our first medal.
When is Asa Miller going down? Some of the media friends are asking. When is his schedule of flight going to Beijing?
It's also arriving Beijing on January 30.
Same.
Even if his first event is still on the 14th, obviously, just like any athlete in any sport, you need to arrive early, acclimatize, and even if it is generally winter that he's used to, syempre, as you know, snow is different everywhere, no? So the texture is different. So he has to familiarize himself. So he'll be training all throughout. And obviously, he has to be in the opening ceremonies because he's our flag bearer, no?
Yeah.
Yes, a flag bearer. That's the question of Peter Paul Patrick Lucas. Thank you very much. There's a question here again from Mr. Ivan Saldaheno of dugout.ph. What will be your adjustments upon entering the Beijing bubble? From Ivan Saldaheno. What adjustments do you have to do, the Philippine delegation?
CDM.
Boss, you want me to answer that?
Yes.
Well, the first adjustment is the first adjustment is once we enter, we cannot leave. So sorry to put a little humor into it, no, but obviously that's the biggest thing, diba? So we have to protect ourselves and we have to protect the Chinese people. No, I said that they're gracious enough to host it, and we are all guests in their country. So we have to do our part, no. So as I mentioned earlier, the organizing committee, the IOC, and Beijing 2022, they're very strict, diba? So it's for everyone's protection. So basically that's it. So we're confined to the village and to the field of play.
Thank you. There's a question here from yes.
Also, Wilson.
Yes.
We're not. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bones. We're not in Beijing Olympic Village, but we'll be in Yanqing Village,
correct,
which is the Alpine area.
Right.
Tatlo village nila, tatlo.
Actually, thank you, Jim, for reminding me of that. Wilson, just to explain to everyone, no.
Yes.
Olympics kasi, when there are so many sports, there are different areas for it. No? So Beijing 2022 has 3 Olympic villages. No? So we are in the Yanqing Olympic Village, which, like Jim mentioned, takes care of the alpine sports, meaning alpine skiing. So it's quite a ways from downtown Beijing. No? It's a little over an hour.
By train, huh? Yes. There's a question. What is alpine? Alpine is mountain, ano? Sorry, wala tayong alpine in the Philippines, eh. So alpine meaning mountain skiing. Sorry,
Right. Actually, may alpine tayo, wala lang tayo skiing.
may alpine tayo, wala skiing. Sorry. There's a question here from GMA 7 News. Oscar Oida of GMA News. Would you like to ask your question, Oscar? Gusto mo?
Okay.
Si Oida, Oscar Oida.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yes, pwede ka magtanong ng question.
The
From
question-
GMA News.
Yes. The question is for POC President.
Yes.
Tolentino. Sir, nakikita niyo ba na mag-focus kayo sa more sa pagkuha ng mga athletes outside the country or lumaki sa ibang bansa kumpara dito sa Pilipinas? Sir, I mean, ina-expect ba natin na mas madadami pa yung mga ganong klaseng
Oscar, not really focus. No, of course we focus on the hometown grassroots program na dito talaga. Okay. So that's other option. Hindi naman natin pwedeng sabihin na hindi sila Pilipino. So kung maraming talents outside the Philippines, why not tap them? So ganun talaga. It also bring inspiration to the youth here. So one factor, one step. Okay. So madadagdagan yan with the help of as Jim told us, with his help, God willing, madadagdagan yan with this lot of networks and connection.
Okay, sir, ano na lang mga sports yung nakikita niyo, sir, na pwedeng makakuha tayo ng mga Pilipino rin outside the country?
Well, yung winter disciplines, marami yan. No? Aside from that, maraming foreign Filipinos na not only in US, in Europe, in Canada, marami ding lumalaro na yung mga popular sports like tennis. Actually, swimmers natin, nandun yung mga universality sa aquatics, doon din galing, no? And even athletics. So kaya nga nabanggit ko kanina, while hindi pa ganun we're trying to improve BMX community here in the Philippines, nandun yung mga magagaling na film na BMX cyclist and even roller blades and skateboarders. No? Hindi lang natatapa. Pero sa esports, Pilipino yan, homegrown. Dance sports, dito yan, Pilipino yan, homegrown. So yun yung mga fighters natin, boxers, of course, dito yan. Martial arts games, disciplines, dito yan. Yung iba nga, maraming nakatago pa doon. So why not tap them?
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Oida of GMA News. May tanong dito from Jerry Nang. Would you like to ask your question from Chinatown TV? Do you want to ask your question or I'll read your question? Ang tanong ni Jerry, what is your advice to young people here in the Philippines who want to start a career in sports and be the next Asa Miller? What are your advices to young people?
Jim.
Jim, how do you become an Asa Miller? Do you have to?
Well,
do you have to be a very rich kid? Do you have to start what age? What should you do?
Pero ang that particular sport, there's a lot of skill involved, no? Ang sinasabi ko, sa mga kabataan is practice all the time, no? Ang mga batang lumalaki sa bundok, yung sa malapit sa slopes, sa skiing areas, yun ang magagaling. because they live, they breathe, and that's their daily life. No?
Near the mountains.
In the mountains, yes. Pag winter season yan, nandyan sila, every day nasa snow. Okay, that's the advantage of those that live close to the snow areas. In any sports, let's face it, it's any sports. Practice makes perfect. So kailangan yun lang yun. Once you dedicate yourself at a young age, ito ang gagawin ko, right? Then the same thing with snow sports. You better do it consistently and expose yourself as much as possible. Unfortunately, the winter sports is an expensive sports. Yung lift tickets na lang, they call it lift tickets, right? Yung aakyat tayo doon sa bundok, mahal yun.
How much estimate one ride?
$100 yan a day,
just to go up and ski.
Yeah, up and down. Hindi, up and down yan. Bibigyan ka, okay, for the next 4 or 5 hours, for half-day lift tickets, ito, $100 or $70 or whatever. Aakyat ka, either lift tickets o yung tawag nilang gondola. Parang you're like in a boxed car, you're taking way up in the mountains para bumaba ka, So yun, mahal yun. Okay? So that's the expense involved. For starters like yun. So that's the sacrifice that you'll have to make if you want to get better, because yan, you have to start from the top so that you can go down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Curious, somebody asking also, who is supporting or spending for all the training of Asa Miller? He's only 21, he's still a college student. How could he spend for all this? Like, sayang, I forgot to ask Mr. Tolentino, the jumper has training in Europe pa, di ba? The Mr. Obiena ba yun, jumping. What about Asa Miller, who's spending for him, and does he have a scholarship?
I salute the parents, okay? Because I'm sure they're a big part of ASA's, they're helping ASA, especially nung bata pa si ASA, no? Remember, it's not just the lift tickets and so forth. It's the traveling, it's the lodging. Kasi titira ka na 3-4 na araw sa isang lugar.
3-4 days. Yes.
Yeah. A minimum normally of 3 days. Ganun yan. Nandiyan ka. Okay? And so, how do you get there? You gotta fly. Expensive. When I had a snowboarder before, si Eden Serena, babae, right? She would try to raise $20,000 a year, okay, dollars, so that she can compete in about 20 competitions. Ang budget niya is like 1,000 per competition. Kasama na yung flights nyo, na? Kasi you have to fly. Sometimes you have to rent. You have to rent a car going up the slopes, and sometimes it's an hour or 2 away. The airport is not close to malayo yan. You have to drive and you have to rent a car. So those are the expenses involved in those kind of things. At saka ang federation namin hindi mayaman, they pay their own. Okay? Kaya saludo ko, I salute those parents who pay, to sacrifice the ASA dyan, at saka ang parents the ASA. Kelly and si Polly, malaki. Napakalaki. And
so there's expenses flying to Beijing is on their own also.
Oh, no, that's POCs. Yeah.
POC naman helping. So there's support from Mr. Tolentino and Mr. Floro and all the others. Are you related to the Floro of the famous basketball team before?
Yes, so my late grandfather.
The famous PBA
Yes.
legend. Wow. Sports expert. There's a question here. Peter, Paul, Patrick, Lucas would like to ask a direct question. We'd like to ask.
Hello, Peter, Paul.
Hi, good morning to Mr. Apelar. Sir, several questions. First of all, um, I understand that the Olympics usually give slots for what they call the gender equality. Is that right? Is that also correct in Winter Olympics?
Not really gender equality, but there has to be an effort, okay, which means that we have to be active in participating. That they call it quota slot. It's not a freebie. If we're not participating, if we're not competing, why would they give us any slot? You know what I'm saying? Kailangan magpa-participate. So every season, siguro meron kaming, we compete in about 20 to 30 competitions worldwide. Okay, there's like 4 to 8 athletes competing. Just this season, we just started, a couple months ago. We've already competed in cross country. We've competed in about 5, 6 different places. Okay, and ASA has competed in a couple. So we're almost there to 10 places that we've competed already worldwide, in Europe and in the United States. So active kami. When you're active, then sabihin nila, okay, we'll give you a slot. But that athlete who is entitled to one slot has also to make it, which means ito ang threshold. His points has to be 160 or below. Otherwise, kung hindi siya magaling o hindi siya marunong, hindi niya ma-reach yun. And definitely, may effort din nun dapat sa athlete na for him to get better.
So what you're saying, because I understand that you do not have to qualify an athlete to get that that quota, or how do you term it, the
quota slot.
Yeah. So ibig sabihin, sir, we do not have a female who can qualify.
We had a female. Actually, she made it through the Winter Youth Olympics with Bones in Luzon, right?
Yeah,
but she just got injured. Na-injured siya.
Oh, sayang.
So, unfortunately, and she's the only female athlete that we have right now.
What's her name, sir?
Yeah.
Anna Wallleiter.
Si Anna Wallleiter, right. She tried to make it in threshold. She competed in the Balkans. Ang dami niyang pinuntahan para ma-reach niya yun. But tinamaan din siya ng COVID. Ilang beses yung na-close down yung mga facilities because of COVID. So hindi siya nakaabot doon, And maybe she's still young, so she's got another chance in the next couple years.
Sir, the question, Mr. Apelar, it seems to me that you have competed in the Winter Olympics the last time. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, in Pyeongchang.
Yes.
In Korea.
Yes. Why is it until today you have a temporary recognition from the POC? From there hanggang ngayon, trying to tell me you have not applied for permanent membership. That was 4 years ago. And then another question would be, how did you represent the Philippines 4 years ago? If you did, ano pong ginamit yung association?
Ever since Philippine Ski have started, okay, and this is not just during my time, but prior to my time. Sabi nga ni Chito Direct, we recognized you before. we've given you recognition already. Kasi alam mo, for us to be full blast, tapos pa isa-isa ang atleta, right? I don't know if it makes sense to be fully approved and yet you only have one athlete. You know what I'm saying, right? Pero ngayon, the ball game has changed. May 10 na kami. Okay? It's growing. Now's the time to do that. Unfortunately, and you know, I approached Bones a couple years ago. I went to the Philippines. Bones and I sat down. We laid it out. But guess what? A couple months later, we got COVID. I got hit with COVID during that time. So, medyo na-push. Hindi natuloy lahat yung mga bagay na yan. But now's high time to finish up all the things. It's in process. The SEC approved of our name already, right? So in the next week or so, actually, as we speak, baka na-file na nila, right? And that's all we're waiting for, to submit it so that POC can give us an approval as part of the Philippine Olympic Committee. Yes.
Sir, may we know the official name ng inyong association? Is it Philippine
Ski and Snowboard Federation, Inc.
Finally, who's your point person in the Philippines, sir? Like, who's going to attend to all these things officially, including joining the POC? Sino po yung mga members?
Most of our board members are there, actually. You know, si Monty Tovia used to be with the skateboarding, okay. And Jezreel Apelar, actually is my son. He's the executive director ng National Park, deputy executive director of National Parks. He runs the Luneta
Park.
And Park. Okay, so they're there, and they will do the representations when I'm not around. Okay, because most of our athletes, if not all of our athletes, are abroad. Remember, you know, so we're based technically in California. Karamihan ng athlete namin are in California. There's like 3 or 4. There's 4 athletes in California. In Canada, there's 1. And a few sprinkles in Europe, you know. So, yun ang athlete namin, sa labas lahat. Pero pag merong official representation doon, si Monty at saka Jezreel, si Charlie Walker, si V. Herbacio, si Samantha Yuchico, those are the part of the board members na who can do some representation for us. Yes.
Salamat po. Thank you po.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Peter Paul Patrick Lucas of Radio Pilipinas.
Will, I'm back, no? Will, I'm back. I'm back.
Ayon, President Tolentino.
Pahabol.
Yes.
Before finally leaving.
Yes, sir.
Binato lang sa akin yung secretary ko na ito yung mga question. Wait. Yung sa recognition nila, hindi ko na alam yung what happened before, kung matagal na silang pumasok or what, nag-apply. So with now in our administration, we see to it that we will be giving them the full opportunity to be recognized. Kaya we will be, that's why we'll be issuing a temporary recognition even though there's no papers, just to proceed with this Winter Olympics. Then after that, all the rest, all documents will be complied with para magkaroon sila ng full recognition. We need that full recognition sa PSC so that PSC can financially help the NSA pag regular member na sila. So yun yung isang tanong doon. Next question, who will finance this blah 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 Winter Olympics? Of course, we will write PSC. Actually, we've written PSC na for that. Hindi pa lang sumasagot ang PSC if they will give us the funding for this Winter Olympics. Maybe after this, I'll write again, follow up again PSC na don't mind the POC officials for the expenses, no? Just mind the athletes and the coaches. Yun ang importante. Yun ang gastusan ng PSC. That's their mandate, no? So, kami, bahala na kami sa sarili namin, kami mga official. And lastly, kung hindi pa rin sumagot si PSC to cover that expenses, definitely POC will look for funding for Asa Miller and all the team going to Beijing. That's it. That's my commitment. So
very good, President of POC.
Still, we're hoping PSC will answer our letter with that in relation to Winter Games. If not, nandito pa rin si POC. So that's it. I'm leaving to our friends in media to ask about it, follow up it with PSC. Okay?
Mr. Tolentino, may tanong pala, the CCTV of China wants to have a short interview with you after the Pandesal Forum now. They will reach out to you now. Maybe anytime today.
Yeah. Anytime today. I have other
yes. I'll have them contact you na lang afterwards.
Yeah. Bumalik lang po ako dahil dun sa narinig kong question about financial matters. And
maybe one question before you go to your meeting. What is your expectation of the host China, Beijing City? What is your expectation of the way they are going to host this now?
When I saw their post dun sa dun sa I think sa fireworks or something like a New Year post. Wow. China will be very prepared, and this is one of their showings na they're the best host, and definitely they will do it that way. Yeah,
thank you, President Tolentino. Yes. What about the others, Mr. Floro and Mr. Apelar? They're asking, what are your expectations now of Beijing City as host of this Winter Olympics? What are your expectations?
Oh, from what we've been seeing so far, and from what we know, it's nothing short of spectacular, no? So we're very excited to once and for all finally arrive in Beijing. So we're very excited for that.
Thank you, Mr. Apelar. What are your expectations now? I think most of you are first time to go to attend this. Yes.
Yeah, well, the only games that I've attended was the Asian Games, Winter Games in Sapporo. And I expect definitely this one will be way much bigger and better than that one. And definitely looking forward to it.
Thank you. We would like to ask Daily Tribune journalist Mr. Ivan Ruiz Suwing to ask his question. Mr. Ivan Ruiz Suwing.
Hello po.
Of Daily Tribune newspaper.
Hello po. Good morning po. So for POC President Tolentino po sana. Ngayon po na nag-propose na po ng mediation ulit yung PSC. What are you hoping na mangyari sana after that sit down po with Chairman Ramirez?
Is it the case of Obiana ba yun?
Yes po, yes po.
Yes. We could ask Mr. Tolentino. I know he's in a meeting yata, pero hopefully he will hear your question.
Okay po. For the meantime po sana, I'll ask po muna si Sir Bones.
Yes.
About po sana sa updates on regarding sa sa preparation po ng Philippines for the upcoming Winter Games. Since less than naman na lang po yung before start po yung competition.
Okay. Hi, Ivan. Thank you for your question. Well, two aspects of this, no. First, Team ASA, no. So So sila Jim and Asa and his coaches, like Jim mentioned earlier, Asa is still currently competing, no? So non-stop yan, week in, week out. No? So that in itself is his preparations. And then all other ground arrangements are taken care of by us here in Manila. So like I said earlier, we've been doing this for months now. And, because of this pandemic and all the COVID countermeasures and security protocols, things change daily, so we're on top of all of that. So each day we actually wake up to a new thing, so we have to pivot, diba? And so we've been doing that. So right now it's the one of the challenges are the flights, because sometimes flights get canceled, they get moved, and see Beijing 2022 only allows specific airlines to enter Beijing. So that's where we are now. But all arrangements so far so good. So I hope that answers your question.
That will be all na lang po from me, sir. Thank you po.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ivan Ruiz Suing of Daily Tribune. May tanong dito from Frederick Nasiad of Manila Times. I think partly answered kanina by President Tolentino about support from Philippine Sports Commission for Asa Miller and for Asa's trip to Beijing. Funded ba yan by Philippine Sports Commission? That's Philippine Olympic Committee, di ba?
Well, for the participation in the Winter Olympic Games, yes, we do have funding from both.
Yes.
So from the Philippine Olympic Committee and the Philippine Sports Commission.
Philippine Sports. So that's a question from Mr. Frederick Nasiad of Manila Times. Thank you very much. There's a question here from Vince Samson of Balikbayan Magazine. Sabi niya, will some members of the media be able to cover the Beijing Winter Olympics? Or is the strict protocols and the COVID situation worldwide restricting media joining you in this Winter Olympics in Beijing?
It's very strict. As Kong Bambol mentioned earlier, even our own delegation is very lean. Too lean actually for me. But what can we do, diba? So it's really part of the Olympic playbook for COVID times, for the pandemic. So very strict sila with entry.
What time is the opening ceremony so we could watch, and what TV station? Live yan, live, di ba? Everybody could watch naman using internet.
Yes, we'll have to find out. We don't exactly know yet what the TV network will be and what time it is. But normally kasi it's
night time, di ba?
Well, it's towards the later afternoon going to dusk of the host country.
Usually, night time.
Yeah, usually.
Entering
night time, yes.
Yes. So thank you very much for all your many questions here. So maybe we'd like to invite our panelists to give their closing statement to summarize what we've discussed today. Ang galing ng preparation nyo, and we are excited with what you're doing. We'll start with Mr. Last muna si Mr. Jing kasi he's the one will sending the athlete. We'll start na with Mr. Bons Floro, Philippine Olympic Committee. You will be, what do you call it, chef de mission?
Yes, chef de mission.
It's a French, yeah? Yes. Can you help say the closing statement for this Philippine participation to the Beijing Winter Olympics? Okay. What you expect, what are your hopes, and your message?
Thank you. Thank you very much for having us here. And I think President Bambol Tolentino is already in a meeting. So on behalf of the Philippine Olympic Committee, thank you very much for having us here. And thank you very much for all your interest in this. I know that winter sports are not really mainstream, especially for us here in Manila, in the Philippines. So, but thank you for your interest and looking out for us as well. All we can ask from all of you is to watch us well, pray for us well, and cover us, so the rest of our countrymen can have a better understanding and interest as well. So So thank you, and hope to hear from you. And please, like I said, cover us well in Beijing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bonfloro. Ano, you should contact the Philippine ambassador to Beijing. Magaling yun. Saka
Oh no,
maraming
definitely.
kilala.
That's standard protocol for all CDMs when we arrive in the host country.
The embassy is with us in the Zoom now. Thank you. Last but not the least, of course, the very important Mr. Jim Palomar Apelar, President of the Philippine Ski and Snowboard Federation. Congratulations, and your closing statement about your participation, and of course, congratulations.
Thank you, Wilson, for this beautiful forum na participating in. And in behalf of the Philippine Ski and Snowboard Federation, I want to thank each one for participating and watching us and learning something new. Hopefully, we can inspire some of the kids, not just in winter sports, but in other sports, para, to strive for success, to reach that pinnacle where para, ma-achieve nila yung kanilang personal goals and aspirations sa buhay nila. No? And let's pray for Asa that the best thing that we can ask for him is for him to give all he got, and Godspeed to him as he competes for the country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So you pronounce his name as Asa or Asa?
Well,
Asa,
Asa. No? Kung Tagalog tayo, Asa. Pero Amerikano, Isa.
Isa, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Mr. Jim Apelar. I forgot to ask, you love skiing also when you were younger?
Oh, yes. Yes, I was an athlete myself. I love skiing.
Which part? Which event?
Alpine.
Alpine
During my
also.
time, wala pang snowboard noon eh.
Wow.
And so it was just Alpine. And but I was an athlete. I was a track and field athlete. I was a sprinter. And I'm also a basketball player. So I gave you a little bit of that in the introduction.
Thank you very much. Again, that's Mr. Jim Palomar Apelar. 49 years in the US, but originally from Romblon Island province.
Romblon,
proud of it. Yes.
Yes.
Saka si Asa Miller, the mother research ko, Miss Polly Bisquera is from Santa Cruz, Manila.
Right.
Yeah, very interesting. And of course, Mr. Bones Floro, the grandfather is very famous with Crispa basketball team, di ba?
Yes. Thank you.
Even when we were kids. So thank you very much to Mr. Jim Apelar, Mr. Bones Floro, of course to Philippine Olympic Committee President, Mr. Bambol Tolentino for sparing his time. And of course to all our media friends, thank you very much for joining today's unique Pandesal Forum of Kamuning Bakery Cafe. If you are nearby, I'd like to invite you for coffee and pandesal and food. We are open every day despite alert level 3 because we are al fresco and we have 8.4 meter high ceiling. 8.4 meter high ceiling ang dining area. Danny Floro daw ang lolo niyo, sabi ni Mr. Bong of Malaya newspaper. Sabi ni Bong Pedralbes, ang lolo mo daw is Danny Floro, team owner of Crispa Red Manizers.
Yes. Very close ako dyan.
Sorry, there's a question here. I forgot from Mr. Oscar Oida of GMA7. Any update about the case of EJ Obiena? I forgot.
Well, unfortunately, neither Jim or myself are qualified enough to talk about that.
Baka we could have another session on him. I forgot to ask. Kasi we're focused on the Beijing Olympics and Asa Miller. So once again, thank you very much, Mr. Jim Apelar and Mr. Bones Floro, and of course, Deputy Speaker Bambol Tolentino. And thank you very much to all our media friends. Happy New Year, and let us update again for this Winter Olympics. Thank you very much, and have a good
Thank you, everybody. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much to everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Please send us your email address and contacts. We will send you the recording of this session if you don't have a recording. Thank you very much. Pahingin din ang number niyo, Mr. Floro, ha?
Yes, I
Paki-chat
sent
na
it
lang.
already. I sent it already.
Thank you very much. Salamat. Thank you
Thanks.
to everyone. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
So, yun, mga kaibigan, nagpi-feedback tayo. Ha? Nagpi-feedback. Yan, nagpi-feedback. Okay. So, yun, mga kaibigan, yung ginawang forum, no? Webinar forum para sa Philippine competing in 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. At may nagsasabi rito, sabi nga nung ating katropa na si Mark Castro, sana nga naman daw may makasama sa media delegate from the Philippines, no? Pampahay moral. Totoo naman yun. Siyempre, kung may mga media galing dito sa atin, i-cover sila doon. Bay, siyempre, kumbaga sa alam nila na naka-telecast sila, naka-live, or medyo siyempre mas gagalingan nila, ika nga. Hindi naman sinasabi natin hindi gagalingan ng Philippine team, kundi mas gagalingan kasi nakita nila nandyan ang mga media dito sa Pilipinas na kinocover sila. Abay, siyempre, mas magpapakitang gilas po yung ating mga atleta. Okay, so mga kaibigan, alas 6:40 po ng gabi, Philippine Standard Time. At sabi po ni ating katropa pa si Mark Castro, nga sabi ko dapat talaga merong kasama na mga media delegate, no, dito sa atin para matutukan yung ginagawang Olympics. Siyempre, kumbaga sa hindi naman sa sinasabi natin magkakaroon ng lutong Macau, kundi makita na kung ano yung ginagawa roon, naka-live, naka-video, etc., di ba? At sabi pa ni Mark Castro, yun nga, baka pwede raw from Philippine Olympic Commission sa media o POC, delegate for Philippine team. Ayan, ang sinasabi ni Mark Castro po. Oo. At yun, well, sana, yun nga, kaso mukhang ewan natin. Pero alam ko dati, nagkakaroon ng mga media delegate dito, no, papunta sa ibang bansa para i-cover yung Olympics, no. Hindi ko lang alam kung ngayon ay magkakaroon pa. At may tanong pa si Mark Castro, no? Sana makarating kay Sir Wilson para ma-tackle sa susunod na forum, no? Yung para kay Kong, kailan daw po tayo mag-host ng Olympics, no? At kung kaya ba raw natin in terms of infrastructure, ang logistics, no? Kaya ba raw natin? At totoo ba raw na ang POC ay still looking for funds for Asia Miller? Yun po ang tanong, no, Sir Wilson. At sa mga kaibigan, siguro pasamantala hanggang dyan na lang muna tayo at bukas na lang natin itungtunghay yung pong ginawang mga panawagan ng mga grupo ng Alliance of Concerned Teachers, no, sa gobyerno. Marami silang mga itinadaing, yung clothing allowance, yung kanilang marami, basta bukas na lang natin itutunghay, no? At sa oras na alas 6:42 po ng gabi, Philippine Standard Time, tayo magpasamantala magpapaalam muna mga kaibigan at muli po magbabalik sa araw ng bukas para sa ating programa uling na Tropa Friday Edition. Pero bago tayo magtuloy magtapos, sabay salamat muna sa ating mga katropang licensed massage therapist, no? Sa ating mga LMT na katropa, no? Sa pangunguna po ni Miss Jackie Lagpawadahar, Sir Romel Martinez, Haji Crespo, Ma'am Digna Kahulugan, Ma'am Linda Villagosa, Sir Jebrel Sibog, at sino pa ba? Ayan, ang ating mga therapist, no? At ganyan din sa aking pinsan, kay Maria Chari Lopez Sison, magandang gabi, salamat. At kay tropang Joel Cabusora Reguindin, buhat po sa lalawigan ng Ilocos Sur. Ayun, si Sir Romel pala. At yung aking kaklasmate, no, si Romel Reyes, sabay salamat sa iyo, classmate. Mukhang wala kang pasok ngayon, mukhang ikaw ay kukuya-kuya-kuy lang dyan sa iyong high balls, no? Kaya siguro nakapanood ka, no? At gayon din, sino pa ba? Si Ma'am Berlin Pinto, no? Si Ma'am, bawat po dyan sa Cainta Rizal. At ganyan din ako, yung aking pinsan nandito na, nanonood pa sa live, no? Si Marcy Fernando. Buhat po, galing pa, live and direct. Buhat po sa Ordaneta, Pangasinan. Ha? At ganyan din kay Edgar Diesel, yung ating katropang simpatiko, at syempre yung simpatiko rin ka-classmate, si Romel Reyes. No? At si Ricardo Cruz, ayan, magandang gabi, salamat. At si Estel Pumaman, yung ating kumpare. At siyempre si Bambo Garcia, ng grupong puwersa po ng Tugatog, Malabon. At siyempre kay Miss Deberly Imperial na nasa Hong Kong po. Yan, sabi niya, good PM Kamillennial, have a good day po sa lahat. At siyempre yung ating katropang si Mark Castro. At siyempre si Ma'am Marlene Rondina ng Barangay Katmon dyan sa Malabon. Maraming salamat, ma'am. At siyempre, sino pa ba? Ayan, si Ruel Sultan Ravida, buhat po sa General Trias dyan sa Cavite. At si Rogelio Dagdag Esteban, buhat po sa Barangay Bibiklat, dyan po sa Cuyapo, Nueva Ecija. Ayan. At syempre aking kumare, yung pong asawa ni Estel Pumaman, no, si Chris Torres, na talaga namang patuloy na nagpapaganda para sa aking kumparing Leo. Sino pa ba? At ayun, si Kuyang Ricky Del Rosario, nanonood pala sa atin, maraming salamat. At gayon din kay Ma'am Estela Lim Pineda ng Dadad's Eatery, na asawa po ng ating katropang si Barangay Kagawad Sani Dadad Pineda, dyan po sa Barangay Tugatog sa Malabon City. At yun din, si Ron Soriano, no, ating reporter, nag-report kanina tungkol doon sa checkpoints, no, na simultaneous na ginagawa po sa kahit saan lugar. Kanina po may nakita ko nag-checkpoint sa boundary ng Valenzuela at Malabon, at ganyan sa ibang lugar. Katulad ng kanyang report ay doon po sa Antipolo City sa lalawigan ng Rizal. Ito po siyempre, kaugnay pa rin doon po sa direktiba ng ating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte na yung pong mga walang vaccine na sumasakay po ng mga public utility vehicles, at ganyan yung mga pumupunta sa mall, yung mga lumalabas, sabay hinihigpitan po talaga dahil siyempre lumubo po ng grabe ang ating ulit na ika nga, sabihin na natin second wave ng COVID-19. Kaya po doon sa ating mga kababayan na hindi pa nagpapabakuna, abay magpabakuna na po kayo. Kanina po napunta ko sa isang mall dyan sa Malabon. Abay, dagsa po ang mga residente. No, hindi ko na alam kung isang lugar lang yon nagpapabakuna po. At hindi ko lang din tinanong na kung second dose o first dose o booster shot. Ngayon kailan nagkukumarat, ano, katulad ng nangyari sa Gapo. Kung di ako Baguio yata, kung di ako nagkakamali, Baguio. Abay, dinagsa yung lugar po doon na talaga naman nagkukumarat sila magpabakuna ngayon. Na ayaw man ng iba ay napipilitan. Siyempre alam nyo, kaya naman tayo iniubligan ng ating presidente dahil po para sa atin, para sa mga mahal natin sa buhay, no, para hindi na po tayo makahawa. Kasi po, kung makakahawa tayo, hindi humawawala ang COVID, hindi matatapos ito. Patuloy tayong lalala, patuloy na lolobo ang bilang, lalo pa ngayon yung sinasabing Omicron virus ay napakabilis mong makahawa. Segundo lang, meron ka na. Kaya po yung mga hindi pa nakakapagpabakuna dyan, abay magpabakuna na po kayo. At yun po ay wala namang masama, yun ay proteksyon, no? Laban sa ating kinatatakutan na COVID-19 na nakamamatay. Sabi ni Marcy Fernando, yung nagrarally kontra bakuna dapat ikulong na. Huwag naman, napakalupit mo naman, Marcy. Huwag naman ikulong. Kausapin muna, diplomasyahin. Pwede naman kausapin sila ng otoridad na magpabakuna na kayo. Huwag niya yung dami yung sinasabi. Kasi dati po nung una, nung first ng bakuna, marami pong lumabas sa social media na pagkatapos turukan, namatay. Yung pong kinatakot ng iba kaya nagkaganon. Pero kung makikita nyo, no, yung ating mga LGU, lalo na yung mga local officials, na sila papaho ang nanguna sa pagpapabakuna, no? Para masabi ng mga constituent nila na okay ang bakuna, walang problema, walang nangyari sa amin, no? Ginawa na ng ating mga leader, yung namumuno sa ating mga lokal na pamahalaan, ano pa ho kinatatakot nyo? Kaya wala po kayong dapat ikatakot. Pero wag naman ganong sinasabi ni Marcy na ikulong na, masyado kang malupit. Pag kinulong yan, paano yung pamilya? Ikaw talaga, di ganga. Lalo pa kung sila lang inasa. Yun nga lang, yung atin naman mga kababayan, wag naman pong matigas ang ulo, sumunod po tayo. Alam nyo, ang pagsunod natin sa Pangulo, wala hong iniwan niya sa isang sambahayan eh. For example, mag-asawa kayo, meron kang mga anak. Wala namang problema na dapat yung mga anak mo sumunod sa iyo. Di ba? Ikaw yung magulang eh. Kayo magmamando dyan sa mga anak nyo. Kung ano sasabihin nyo sa magulang nyo, sa mga anak nyo, siyempre dapat yung nasundin nila. Alam nga maturuan mo ang anak mo na, oy, alam mo, si Marcy, anak ko, oy Marcy, magbenta ka nga ng shabu. Pwede ko ba turuan ng anak ko ng ganon? Siyempre, di ba, kailangan yung itinuturo sa sinasabi naman sa atin ng presidente sa ikabubuti natin. At si Ma'am Agata Sanchez po ng grupong Solo Parent Philippines ay nakanonood sa atin buhat po sa Montalban, Rizal. Abay ma'am, agarin mo na yung iyong Solo Parent Philippines para umarangkada na. Okay, sa mga kaibigan, sa ngalan po ni Joshua Sumulat Baltaw, ang ating technical engineer, abay ako po inyong naging kasama, kakwentuhan ka jamming, kakosa, ka TFC, kabarangay, dito po sa programang Talakayin, Rebisahin, Opinyon Palawakin, Aksyonan, Tropa. Ako po inyong naging kasama, Rosel Lopez. Muli po, magbabalik kami sa araw ng bukas para sa ating Friday edition. Magandang gabi, Pilipinas, at mapayapang magdamag. Magandang gabi po.
Hanap mo ba ay Unwind Ventures? Tara nang mamangha sa mga tanawin. Ano man ang iyong travel goals? Dadalhin namin kayo. Sa Unwind Ventures at saya. Dito lang sa Wow Biyahe. Kaya wow, di ba?
Abangan dito lang sa Millennial Online TV. Ikaw ba'y nag-iisa? Nalulungkot? Dahil iniwan at ipinagpalit? Niloko ng iyong minamahal? Kung ngayon, i-type sa inyong mga cellphone, Facebook o YouTube man ang Millennial Online TV. Dahil nasa Millennial Online TV na ang online haralista ng bagong milenyo, si Randel Villados.
Naninigas ang aking katawan kapag umikot ng plaka.
At haharanahin kayo ni Randel ng iba't ibang awitin para maibsan ang inyong inip at kalungkutan kahit nasaan man kayo.
Hanggang sa tumanda. Come on! Kung tayo'y matanda na, sana'y di tayo magbago.
At pwede rin kayong makiduet kay Randel tuwing Sabado ng hapon. Tutok na! Tawag na, mga milenyo!
Araw-araw ikaw ang gusto kong kasama. Buhay ko'y kumpleto na tuwing nandito ka sa tabi ko.
Barangay, pangunahing unit ng pamahalang lokal kung saan dito pinag-uusapan ang bawat sinalog ng mga residente ng bawat barangay. Dito rin pinag-uusapan ng mga piling hanggang na opisyal na barangay ang mga proyekto para sa kanilang barangay. Kumustahin natin ang panunungkulan ni Kapitan dito sa Dalo Barangay sa Millennial Online TV Worldwide, ang katropa ng bawat barangay.
Ating tinatapos ang ating pagpupulong. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagdalo at tapos na po ang ating session. Enjoy na po tayo.
Inaigting, pinalakas ang bagong news online TV ng bagong milenyo. Millennial Online TV, ang katropa mo sa pagbabalita.
Mga katropa, ako po si Randel Villados, ang online naranista ng bagong milenyo ng Millennial Online TV na nag-aanyaya sa inyo na makikanta, makisaya at tumutok sa lahat ng programa ng Millennial Online TV. I-type lamang sa inyong Facebook at YouTube ang Millennial Online TV. Nood na mga katropa!
Ako inyong lingkod, Rosel Lopez, ang inyong katropa, ang inyong kabarangay dito sa Millennial Online TV. Abangan ang ating mga kaganapan dito sa ating bansa at abangan din ang panunungkol ni Kapitan sa ating Dalaw Barangay. Paano nyo kami mapapanood? I-type lamang sa inyong mga cellphone, sa inyong Facebook at YouTube, ang Millennial Online TV. Ano pa hinihintay nyo mga katropa? Like, subscribe, at share na. Okay mga katropa?
Mga katropa, ako po si Gazi Sarip, ang inyong tagapaghatid ng balita sa bagong milenyo, na nag-aanyaya sa inyo na tunghayan ang aking mga pag-uulat at tumutok sa lahat ng programa dito sa Millennial Online TV. I-type lamang sa inyong Facebook at YouTube ang Millennial Online TV. Nood na mga katropa!
Inaigting, pinalakas ang bagong news online TV ng bagong milenyo. Millennial Online TV, ang katropa mo sa pagbabalita.
Now,
Talakayin, revisahin, opinyon, palawaki, aksyonan. Kasama si Rosel Lopez, ang inyong katropa, dito lang sa Millennial Online TV, ang katropa mo sa pagbabalita. Pinaigting, pinalakas ang bagong news online TV ng bagong milenyo. Millennial Online TV, ang katropa mo sa pagbabalita.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, ewas ang sinakalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuyak ka ng magiting, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo bangaw, ay ginatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di maghihindig. Lupa ng araw ng walang pagsinta, mo'y langit sa piling mo. Ang higaya na pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Pinaigting, pinalakas ang bagong news online TV ng bagong milenyo. Millennial Online TV, ang katropa mo sa pagbabalita.
Mga katropa, ako po si Randel Villados, ang online naranista ng bagong milenyo ng Millennial Online TV na nag-aanyaya sa inyo na makikanta, makisaya at tumutok sa lahat ng programa ng Millennial Online TV. I-type lamang sa inyong Facebook at YouTube ang Millennial Online TV. Nood na mga katropa!
Ako inyong lingkod, Rosel Lopez, ang inyong katropa, ang inyong kabarangay dito sa Millennial Online TV. Abangan ang ating mga kaganapan dito sa ating bansa at abangan din ang panunungkol ni Kapitan sa ating Dalaw Barangay. Paano nyo kami mapapanood? I-type lamang sa inyong mga cellphone, sa inyong Facebook at YouTube ang Millennial Online TV. Ano pa hinihintay nyo mga katropa? Like, subscribe, at share na. Okay mga katropa?
Mga katropa, ako po si Gazi Sarip, ang inyong tagapaghatid ng balita sa bagong milenyo na nag-aanyaya sa inyo na tunghayan ang aking mga pag-uulat at tumutok sa lahat ng programa dito sa Millennial Online TV. I-type lamang sa inyong Facebook at YouTube ang Millennial Online TV. Nood na mga katropa!
Mga katropa, ako po si Ron Soriano, ang bagong tagapaghatid balita dito sa Millennial Online TV. Inyong abangan ang aking mga ihahatid na balita. I-type lang sa inyong mga cellphone, sa Facebook at YouTube ang Millennial Online TV. At panoorin ang mga programa sa Millennial Online TV. Nood na mga katropa!
Binaigting, binalakas, ang bagong news online TV ng bagong milenyo. Millennial Online TV, ang katropa mo sa pagbabalita.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, ewas ang sinakalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Upang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit ang bagaw, ay ginatang tula, tawin sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iindig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang may di magtitingin. Luma ng araw ng walang pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang hinigaya na pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Sa lahat ng bumubuo ng Millennial Online TV at sa lahat po ng sumusuporta, maraming salamat po. Millennial Online TV is now signing off.